Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today I am going to show you how we make some homemade breakfast sausage. And here we got our minced pork, and we're going to take half of this. We're not going to use it all. And let me get it separated out here. What I like to do is let me move the bowl here for a minute. Show you what I'm doing. Get this all rolled out here. Kind of like putting it in a thing. Then we're going to just separate it. Get it half. So let's go ahead and get half out. We only need 1 pound, which is about half a kilo, and this is a kilo, maybe a little over a kilo. What I'm going to do is take half out, put it in a bowl. I'm going to take a little bit more just to make sure. Here. So we got that done, so we'll set this aside and show you what we have in a bowl here. So there you go. We got our approximately 1 pound, half a kilo, a little less than half a kilo of minced pork. And I have a recipe. And let me get it. Here, wipe my hand. And I'll put the recipe in the video, but this is basically what we're going to do. This is for breakfast sausage, and I'll get it all together. And I'll have my little recipe out there, guide for me, and we'll start getting the spices in here. The first thing it calls for is salt, so I'm using sea salt, and I have my here. And it says to use 3/4 of a teaspoon. So what I'm going to do is take a quarter here, take a 1/4 teaspoon, and then we'll do 3 of them. Level. This level. Well, this pain in the butt. So we're going to take it off here and get this going. I'm using sea salt. You can use regular salt if you want. Depends what you like. So there's one. My hand was in the way. There's actually 2. That one needs to break up here. One thing I will say about the Philippines, humidity plays hell with spices. And there's 3. Alright. So that we got our salt down. Put the lid back on. Next thing it says a 1/2 teaspoon of dried parsley. So you need a good, this is our 1/2 teaspoon. Right here. Where's the dried parsley? I just had it in my hand. Coriander. And sage. And here's our parsley. Okay, so we're going to do 1/2 teaspoon. I just take these caps off. Put that in. We're done with the parsley. And next it says ground sage. Now, as I'm from the South, West Virginia, I like a little more extra sage than what it calls for here. This calls for a 1/4 teaspoon. I'm going to put a 1/2 teaspoon in, double, because I like it better like that. And also, and here's our sage. And also, I will say this, our spices are kind of old, so they weaken with age. Now if you have a brand new, you might want to just do the normal recipe. Ground black pepper, which we have here. I'm going to take it off. And it says to do 1/4 teaspoon, so that's what we want to use. Back to 1/4. There we go. I use fine ground black pepper. You could use coarse if you want. There is an optional thing here for crushed red pepper. I don't like spicy sausage, so I won't be using that. Now we have our thyme. And as old Jim Croce said, thyme in a bottle. We'll get this in here. And it's the same. We're going to use a 1/4 teaspoon again. Got our thyme. Got it there. I've done this recipe a couple times already, and it does turn out pretty good. It's the closest thing I can get to breakfast sausage from the coming back from the States. So now we have crushed red pepper. Like I said, we're going to skip that. Then we'll go to coriander. And I have the coriander right here. 1/4 teaspoon. There. And we got it. Sorry about that. I think I blocked the camera off on that shot. This is a really quick and easy recipe. Like I said, I've made it a couple times before. That's the reason why I decided to do a video on this one. And now MSG. MSG is optional. I have been adding it. It's a flavor enhancer. You can use accent if you want, but MSG is accessible here in the Philippines, and this is what we use right here. And we're going to use a 1/2 teaspoon. Alright, and I measure all this out. I don't eyeball it. If you're very good at this and you want to eyeball it, be my guest. See, here's our 1/2 teaspoon, a little less. Emmy's not a big MSG person, so I won't overdo the MSG. So there we got our MSG, and that's all the spices that we need right now. And now we're going to get into the mixing part. And like I said, this is quick and easy. That's it for the spices. Once we get this mixed up, which is what we're going to start doing right now, and just mix it good. I use my hands. You could use a spoon if you want. Whatever works for you. If you like good breakfast sausage, though, this does make pretty good breakfast sausage. But you want to make sure you get it mixed well. All right. Especially if you're using the sage. Sage is optional also. Like I said, I'm from the South, and I like sage in my sausage. It adds a nice flavor to it. And that's the reason why I add a little extra. Plus our, spices, just remember if you're using older spices, if you make this and it doesn't really come out the way you thought it would, the next time you do it, if you're using the same spices, add a little extra. Because spices do deteriorate or weaken, I guess would be a better word, over time. And there, we have it all mixed in right now. And that's it. Now we're going to put this in a Ziploc bag. Let me double check here to make sure that we got it going here, mixed up pretty well. And then we're going to put it in the freezer for a minimum of 5 days. And that'll allow these flavors to be absorbed into the meat. And when you bring it out, you could, if you wanted to, you could do your patties right now. I usually don't. I just put the whole big chunk in there. Let me find a Ziploc bag here. And with this amount, I believe a quart bag will be enough. And then we'll get it in the freezer. And that's it. So let me get the quart bag. I'll let you guys take a look on that. Let me get a paper towel on my hand. And I'm back. We got the quart freezer bag here. Get them at S&R. And we'll just put it in like this. And let's get it in there. And there we go. It's in the bag. Now with it in the bag, I'll push everything down here. As you can see, we can move every little bit out of there. Once I have it in the bag, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flatten it down a little bit. And you can see, I'm just flattening it out. Easier to store in the freezer. Alright. So it'll make like one big patty. See? And here. And I'll seal this up. My hands are all greasy here a little bit. And that's it for making sausage. We'll just throw this in the freezer for a minimum of 5 days. I usually go a week. And then when it comes out, thaw it, make your patties. Or if you're into stuffing sausage, you can stuff these up into links. That I haven't got into yet. I plan on it. And we'll go from there. Alright, if you have any comments or anything, please leave them below. Thank you for watching. And have a great day. Goodbye.